everybody. Um, Welcome to another Thursday of getting some not cooking classes, but some really good advice and life lessons. Thank you for being here. I'm a little bit tired tonight. I'm going to keep this short. Uh, Still not completely well, but I want to be here. I love doing this. So it's so great to see you, and I'm very happy to see I've got some guests, and so I'll invite them in a minute. Um, if you do have hamster wheel relationships, we are on chapter 31, and it's about wants and needs. So just okay, I'll invite you guys in a little bit later. Let me just see. Oh, you're loud. Let me just see. Oh, I have to add you to the stream. Add you to the stream. To the stream. And to the stream. Remember. Here we go. Right. Paul, I see two of you. I'm gonna. You have to remove one. One Paul needs to go. Okay, here we go. Right. Let's see. Let's do this. Hello, Teresa. Nice to see you. Okay, good. So let's do this. And there we go. So everybody's on the stream except Paul is there once. Okay? Right. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about wants and needs. And the most important thing that we're going to start with is this. Wants and needs is your responsibility. If you are walking around with an idea that wants and needs are going to be met magically, or if you have wishful thinking, or if you believe in mind reading and somebody's just going to know what you want because they should. Okay, mute your mics, please, guys. Everybody, mute your own mics. Okay. If somebody else is still noisy.
Louise?
Yeah.
Louise, how come I can't see anyone else?
You can't until I'm done talking.
Okay.
When I'm talking, we'll put you back on. I'm doing that for a reason because remember I'm changing how we're doing this. So if anybody jumps on anytime and they don't actually want to be involved, because it's not in the other group. This is the more open group, but it's still a private group. But if anybody don't want to be involved, then you don't have to be. Then you can just stay on because remember afterwards, don't sign out when we're done. Afterwards, we're going to stop the camera, stop recording, and then we're just going to chat. So I'm trying to have a blend of let's go out and try and help some other people out there who wants to go and watch afterwards, or some people want to go and get their husbands and wives and then let's watch it afterwards when we've got time. Remember that for us here in South Africa, this is the time when children are being fed. So anybody having children is not here watching. And so also there are other people who are more shy, who doesn't know anybody in the group, who doesn't want to come on. You know, it's normal, it's human, not to want to jump on and go and sit with a whole lot of strangers and then somebody asks you questions, you don't know what to expect. So some people will just sit there in the Facebook group for a very, very long time before they decide to actually move forward and make contact and become part of. But in the meantime, we can share what we know, we can help other people, and we can recommend our conversations to other people too. And I know they're helpful because I'm receiving a lot of wonderful comments. So so thank you all for being here. I love having you all here. So big thing, remember at the end, don't sign out. Just sit there. Once all the hoo on the music, the outro is over, we'll just continue talking and then we'll do that thing where you tell me this is my particular problem and we'll work through it and we'll see how many of them we can do and hopefully get somewhere tonight. Okay, wants and needs, no such thing as wishful thinking. Okay, by this time everybody's speakers quiet, please. Right. So no such thing as wishful thinking. You're an adult. If you're an adult, you have adult privileges. Adult privileges are you have a voice and you have a choice. So your voice is there for asking. Your voice is there for saying no. Between those two things, you have got full and complete control over what you want in your life, what you don't want in your life, who you want to bring into your life, and what are those conditions that will make your life worth living for you. Now, nobody can decide for you what your wants and needs are, and completely up to you. And wants and needs is something that you don't say, this is my wants and needs, once in your life. You will evolve. And as you are evolving, you get to go and look at them again. You get to reevaluate them, you get to add, you get to define them. And that is your job. Nobody else's job. It is your job to take care of your wants and needs. Okay, so once you've got that out of the way, in an adult, your job, don't sit and wait for somebody else. If you are sitting and waiting for somebody else, and remember, I'm the chairperson of, well, I used to be the chairperson of that group, and it doesn't work. You just don't get what you want and need in life. You sit and wait for somebody else to fix you. And then another thing's going to happen. While you're sitting here waiting for somebody to fix you, you're either going to get resentful and withdraw or punish somebody else and make whatever relationship you are in worse. Or you are going to be focusing so much on everybody else, your life partner, your children, maybe broken winged duck that waddles past you, and you're going to take so wonderful care of him that you're not going to be anywhere in your own queue. Now, once we start recovering from our dysfunction is codependence, not having enough love for ourselves, not valuing ourselves. Somebody's making noise. Okay, who's making noise? You see, somebody mute, Polly, mute. Okay, so if you guys can please keep the noise down because I lose my train of thought and then I'm going to bore you to death. Okay, so now once you have started focusing on yourself, we have to get past this little problem of being selfish, especially if you've been brought up in a Calvinistic kind of upbringing, religious upbringing, very moralistic upbringing, then taking care of yourself is going to be a mortal sin. And it's going to be very much discouraged. Not only discouraged, you're going to be trained from small to be a good little girl or a good little boy and share your toys and don't think a lot about yourself. Don't be a proud person. Don't be self-obsessed. Share and take care of other people. That's how we're brought up, and that is wonderful. But there's a little glitch in the system, and that is nobody tells you that you are supposed to take care of yourself as well. And it's quite interesting because in the Bible it does say, love your neighbor the way that you love yourself. But it just gets lost. It's nowhere in our upbringing we pay part of that love yourself part. When we're adults, we're so focused on giving for others. And we are so focused on not paying attention to our own wants and needs because it's wrong. It's morally, you've been taught from so small that how wrong it is. That you are nowhere in your own queue. Nowhere. But being human, you have a yearning, you have a need for connection, for real connection. And you know there's something wrong. And you keep on looking for it. You keep on looking for it in all the wrong places. Because a place that fixes it. Self-love, taking care of yourself, has been taught to you from very small as morally wrong. You really cannot love anybody else properly until you love yourself. Love your neighbor the way that you love yourself. You've got to start with loving yourself. And when you start loving yourself, you start treating yourself differently. You start treating yourself as precious. And a precious person gets to have wants and needs. Okay, so you put the two together. You, as an adult, have a responsibility with your voice and your choice to ask for what you want and need. And now, because you're now important, wonderful, because you now have figured out you're supposed to love yourself and put yourself in your queue, you get to do this amazing thing. You get to make a list of your wants and needs. So if you have not done this, this is your number one homework to do. Now, whenever I start working with something, one of the first things I do is, where's your list? Let's start making your list. And yes, I often get asked, what is wants? What are needs? Um, what am I supposed to put on there? I can't tell anyone. And this will change. It will evolve. If you don't know, it's a really good idea to start thinking, if somebody else come to you and say, this is a want and need in my life, would I not want them to have it? I want to be loved. I want to be cherished. I want to be supported. And you can just hear yourself going, when a friend says this to you, of course you should be supported. Do that for yourself. Say to yourself, of course you should be supported and loved and valued. But you can't get it until you do it for yourself. Once you do it for yourself, it will become automatic to ask it, but also you'll attract different people to you. And because you speak differently and you ask differently, you'll get what you ask for, but also people will more automatically just give it to you without asking. So if you haven't done this up to now, you've got nothing to lose. You might as well do this. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as I open up the conversation here, I'm going to ask everybody on my panel tonight what their wants and needs are, so that we can just help everybody else, spark their ideas, and for the ones with short lists, and help them to make lists that will grow and grow and grow. Okay, all right, so wants and needs. So I just want to read a little bit to you. Just, if you're a people pleaser, other people's needs are more important than yours. If your source of self-esteem is serving others, I feel good about myself because I can be of service to you. I'm important to you because I can help you. Then it's bye-bye to your own wants and needs. If you feel insignificant, small and invisible, you are not going to claim wants and needs for yourself. If you're struggling to even consider that you're worthy of wants and needs, you're most likely looking at yourself through somebody else's eyes. Whose voice do you hear in your head when you try to rise above your feelings about yourself? It's time to say, no thank you, voice in my head. Your opinion is yours and I don't need it anymore. I'm as worthy as any other human being. So next week, these two chapters are next to each other. Next week, self-esteem. Because wants and needs and self-esteem is like this. The better your self-esteem is, the more you're going to be likely to want to ask better for yourself. But if you're still struggling with self-esteem, all is not lost. Because I want you to act as if. I want you to copy somebody else who you know has got really amazing self-esteem and think, what would that person want for himself? I want you to ask yourself, am I doing the best for myself? And I'm going to ask you to reflect on something that is bigger than all of that. I want you to think that desire that you have in your heart, that somebody must come and fix something in you. Somebody must do a certain thing so that you can feel better. If you make it your own job, what would that desire be? And what would you do about it? Okay, so reflect on that one a little bit. And then I want to just tell you what the homework is. Transforming activity. Now remember that the workbook have got many, many more questions. in the workbook, there's also space for you to go and write it. If you don't have a workbook, let me know. But if you may not have a book, you may not have a workbook. So first one, write a list of your wants and needs. Wants are things like a puppy or a new dress, but needs relate to what you need to be a fulfilled version of yourself. Now, that's the needs. In the beginning, we may say, and often people start with that, I need to be respected and I need to feel safe. And so I just want to talk about those two because they end up so often on the very first list that we make. So if I want to be respected is one of your needs, I will promise you, you don't respect yourself. Because, and it's wonderful if you write it down. If it's there on your list, go, yay, I've just identified a problem. Because the minute you respect yourself, a whole domino effect is going to happen in your life. You are not going to let somebody else treat you badly. I'm not talking about being harsh or nasty or anything. It can be a very nice, why do you need to talk to me like that? Don't you think you can just do it in a kind tone of voice? You can also say, no, I'm not willing to be in this room if you think you can talk to another human being like this. There's varying degrees for varying circumstances in your life. The important thing to notice is if you respect yourself, there are just certain things you will not do. You will not wait for somebody else to respect you. You will ask them kindly or strongly how you will share with them without trepidation how you need to be respected. People who feel good about themselves and who respect themselves don't need to shout. They don't have to get angry. They can just say, no, it's not working for me. I'm not doing this. Okay, so that's the one. And so the other one is safety. So especially for somebody who's been in an abusive relationship or been in a relationship in which they had to do with a narcissist, or have grown up in a very volatile house. For somebody like that who don't understand what safety really feels like, that's going to be a very big number one or number two on the list. And safety is never something you can get from somebody else. Never. Safety is something you can only get from yourself. And your safety is in your voice, and your safety is in your choice. Nowhere else. It's in your voice and it's in your choice. Your safety is in your voice and your ability to say no. Your safety is in your ability to ask for somebody to do better. Your safety is in your ability to walk away. That's where your safety is. Your safety is in your ability to love yourself so much that you don't want to be part of something, that you're willing to turn away immediately if you see that in this relationship or in this circumstance, there is no regard for your well-being and that your voice and your choices are not important. So safety does not need to be on your list. If it is, another big yes, I found something else in my life that I need to work on. It's my own discretion. It's my own desire not to people please, but to take care of myself. It's my own boundaries. It's my own love and regard for myself. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm still allowed to sit for 10 minutes only. I'm just going to see if the camera lets me if I sit down. May, sort of. Nope. Okay. Let's see. I'll find something to sit on. I'll think about this one next time. Hopefully by next time I'm allowed to sit a bit longer. Okay, there. Got a perch here. Okay, so let me see who's still in the talk. Right, Paul and Michelle. Okay, so why are you not on the stream? Now you're back. Okay, go back. There we go. Now you can see yourself, right? And you can unmute yourself. What happened to there? You unmuted, Michelle. Unmuted. Lovely. Okay. All right. And we lost some people. Anybody wants to jump on back in, they can jump on anytime. Okay. Wants and needs. Who wants to go?
Flopsy wants to go.
Okay, go, Flopsy.
Fantastic. Do you want me to give you all three, just one of each?
You can give me whatever you want. You can share whatever you
My
want.
need
Don't help.
is to stop doubting myself. One of my needs is to stop doubting myself. Even after all these years, I still tend to do that. To learn to breathe when things become overwhelming. Because if I don't, I end up making mistakes or getting angry for no reason. And to respect myself, to stop beating myself up physically and mentally. My want is, now that I've had the time to heal and I've gotten control of my life, I want a career to fill my soul because I feel very lost. You know, there's only so much gardening I can do and so much of this I can do. It's time for me to get out into the real world. I'm tired of hiding.
I love
I
it.
really want that. And then I definitely want a tenant to take over where I am so that I can join my wife quicker.
It's wonderful. I love it. And you know what I like
Thank you.
about your needs are that they are all things that you can do yourself. Every single one is in your own power, so it's wonderful.
Exactly.
Okay, Paul. Wants and needs.
You know, it's hard for me to come up with needs because I feel like my needs are pretty much all there. Should I say? I feel that they pretty much are fulfilled. It's been a long road, but I can't complain. It's all there.
I'm not
I think
Paul.
what
Paul, I'm not asking
yeah.
for what you still want, what's missing. I'm not asking that. I'm asking if you have to say to somebody, I don't know you from anywhere, and these are my most important needs in the world. And you know, kudos to you if you have him already, because that's what we are talking about.
Okay. So in terms of needs, these are the things I cannot do without. So the things I cannot do without is connection to a variety of people, actually, a sense of purpose, my health. I think service, service, service to whoever I can. Um, I think to be centered, to have my sort of honesty and integrity intact, to have my own self-esteem. These are non-negotiables. I have to have those things to feel happy. And I think that's a comprehensive list of the
It's good.
fundamental things that I need to keep happy. Okay, those are my
It's good.
needs. Yeah. So once all additional things. I mean, I would like to have a bit more free time. I'd like to work a little bit less hard. I would like to have a lot less responsibility. Um, I would like to be able to uh, like not. I'd like to not have to take three days to recover from a night out. Um,
Wishful thinking, magical thinking,
and
eye rolling.
yeah, I think what I would like really is I'd like to be able to meet everybody at Nottingham Road again, um, and once a week, and have that outing, which I miss a lot. So I think what it's saying to me is that I'm not enjoying lockdown. I need more connection. It's not enough. I need some more. I need to be able to gallivant a bit more. Those are my wants. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Paul. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to share mine. Um, my biggest need is to be in the relationships and all the relationships in which I am heard, which in other words, I need to be with people who are willing to listen to me and find out about me and be interested in me and get to know me and let me do the same. Let me in deep enough to get to know them and be willing to have their own boundaries and communicate them to me and be willing to share and communicate about what's important to them. So what I'm really saying is that my biggest need is to be in meaningful relationships with the people that I know. It's really important to me. Um, and then for my other need is for me, this is a constant need that I'm constantly working on, is for me to be in balance about the amount of work that I do and the free time that I make sure that I get, because I do tend to give up on that one quite easily, and it's a bad thing. And I know that it's got a lot of negative results for me. So I know about it as a constant work in progress. I need to constantly remind myself about it. Old habits die hard, but it is something that's really important to keep on working on, to give myself the love and respect that I deserve and allow myself to have downtime and free time and time to do absolutely nothing, because I'm important and I'm worthy. So those are really my biggest ones. Everything else, I'm really happy every single day. I've got a lovely garden and I've got cats and a husband who's cooking right now and taking really good care of me while I am recuperating, and who's willing to talk to me, talk things through when we've got differences, and who is willing to listen to me even if he doesn't agree with me. So um, that's magic and that's precious, and I am very happy in myself. I love and accept myself, and therefore I'm very happy and content every day of my life, because I've learned that it's completely fine to like myself the way I am. I don't have to apologize for anything. I used to apologize for my strong side. No, I need my strong side. And I am me and I'm unique, and I value myself for that. And that's the source of my happiness. So yes, those ones are all actually non-negotiables. Um, so we shared tonight just to give people some idea of what wants and needs on steroids could look like, which is not about if you have chocolate on your list, then it's all good. If you sorry I'm getting up and down, I'm comfortable. Um, right. So
Thanks, Louise. That was a good list.
yeah, I love my list.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else from you guys? Wait, I want to ask a question. Paul, you know what? You too, Michelle. I remember
Yeah.
the first time when we started making lists. Michelle, I remember something about, being able to look at the stars with your dog and not having anybody else around you. So, coming from a whole different perspective. Can you still remember that?
I can.
It's weird because when I think about your first wants and needs list, I see yourself in the back of a bucky in the middle of a field, surrounded by nothing except your dog and the stars. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
That's a very long time ago. And how long was your list then?
Sure. It was long. It was very long.
No, I
And
think your list of wants and needs at the time was like two things long.
oh, you mean like that? Yes, no, that I didn't know much more than that, and that's all I needed, I thought at that time.
Yeah. Okay, and then when you stepped out into the world, and now you've got a long list, which is about taking care of yourself and not hiding from the world.
Exactly. Exactly. Who would have thought all those years ago?
Yeah. Okay, so Paul, can you remember what was on your first list?
Oh yeah, I can. I remember that list very well. In fact, I've still got it. And you made me do a long list. Well, you gave me the choice to do a list a lot. And
I made you.
well, you didn't make me, but I think basically you said to me, look, what does your addiction give you? And I made a list. And then you said to me, now write down all the ways you can give all those things to yourself without the addiction. And that was, I think, a turning point for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't know they were wants or needs. I just was on autopilot at the time. So I know what you're saying when you ask the question, and I know what I'm saying when I give you the answer. But everything's more in perspective now. I feel like I've moved to a healthy place where I can differentiate between wants and needs, and I've also checked myself to other people in the group and other people generally, and I have adopted wants and needs from their lists and made them my own. So yeah, I think I'm more in alignment now as a normal average person than I was then.
So the reason I'm asking you guys this is so that anybody who is listening or watching will actually know that it's okay just to start somewhere. You are not going to have in the beginning the wants and needs that you're going to have when you've done a long journey. Now, the three of us that are here live tonight, we've been doing this for a long time, what, 8, 9 years. So it's not, okay, jumping jack up and down. It's not, and it's wonderful. Part of it is the wonderful thing about it that once you write down that first wants and needs list, you can immediately start actioning it. And as you start actioning whatever is on that first wants and needs list, you grow as a human being. There's more of you, and then you become better at voicing what you need and better at identifying what you need. And it changes because you are changing, you are growing. So it changes over time and it just becomes better and better. So that's a wonderful news. So I just want to go check if there's any comments on the Facebook group. There's always comments here, 5 comments. Let's go see. Okay, nothing happens fast here. Okay.
Can we see the comments?
Yeah, I will, but I need to. Okay, so I think that's. Who did we lose? Teresa. This might be Teresa. Hi, Tambo. Okay, so let me do this. Okay, so. Okay. There. Hi, Joy. I'm sorry that you're not here live. Joy is my editor. She's like one of the most important people in my life. And every time I send out an email, I'm going like, oh my word, Joy is reading this. Yeah, so Lucas Bear. Please add me. I can't add you. You have to add yourself, sweetie. Okay? Right. So I don't know why is Leslie not on? Okay. There's Tambo. Hi, Tambo. Yeah, self-love's excellent. Such a good observation. And who's there? So is this probably Teresa, Facebook user? Not sure. It might be. Nice if you're still there. Okay. I didn't see who else we lost. Okay, so I'm going to take these off. Okay, while I've got Facebook in front of me, anybody has any wants and needs they want to share with us? You want to type in the comments there? Anything else that you want to add? Is it really, really important to you? So remember, if you're not in the on StreamYard, you won't be able to talk about anything specifically. Afterwards, you have to ask it now. Okay. Right. So anybody who's watching, can you do you want to put in for us what's your most important wants and need? We'd love to see it. when it comes up, then I will put you back. Okay. Okay, guys. So what we're gonna do is now I've got echo. That you, Paul, with two things on there or not? Have you got Facebook on, Paul? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I don't see any comments there, then I'm going to take it that you guys have got no questions. And you two in the studio here, any questions from you? Any observations? But we are going to chat afterwards. Okay? Right, so flops, don't do anything, don't go anywhere, okay? Once we are out, just sit tight and I'll come back in. Okay, if there's anybody who still wants to come in and chat, you can still jump back in and you can still come and join us. It just won't be broadcasting. Okay, all right, so anybody wants to chat, follow the StreamYard link. All right, okay, guys, thanks for coming tonight. It's lovely having you, and very important conversation this. And I've given you some homework. Go think about the homework, and then hopefully I see you next week. Next week we're doing self-esteem. I don't know how we can do self-esteem in half an hour, but it's not a half an hour job, but it's a very good start. So self-esteem is the one thing that changes everything in our life. So please make sure you're here next week. We'd love to see you. Okay, so thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for guys who are here live. Everybody on Facebook, love having you there. And anybody who's catching the replay, please go give us a little love in the comments and give us a like. If you know of anybody who needs something like this in your life, please share the Facebook group link with them and ask them to come and join, and so that we can also spread the love and help other people to be self-empowered human beings. Okay, so let me play my little video here, and then hang on, we'll chat just now. Lots of love to all of you. Bye-bye.